Welcome to Borat's Chaos Kitchen. If you're a judge or a contestant, request that box. Octavia, welcome into the stream. Let's kick the show. Ready with your bread.
Welcome to this week's Chaos Kitchen with Borat. We're gonna make some stuff from bread today. We're gonna make it very pumpernickel and toast it up with those little buns. Gonna be squishy, gonna be rolly, gonna build some stuff from that soft fresh bread. All those buns in the oven, all those buns in the oven. We're gonna throw some bread pudding. We're gonna make it squishy with that sliced bread. Oh yes, we're gonna cut up some crusts like your mama did for your lunch. Give it away to the best chef Borat on his fantastic show. Take it away, Borat.
Thank you, Octavia. That's well done. That's very nice. Very nice to come in here. And that was lit. That was awesome. So everyone who just joined into the show, welcome to Borat's Chaos Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Borat. Today they're building the tallest, most creative bread-themed creation. We have our judge today, Acemarsh. Let's welcome Acemarsh into the stream. Welcome, Acemarsh, to the show.
Hello.
Acemarsh, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today, Borat?
I'm doing good. So, Acemarsh, for everyone who does not know you in here, please can you introduce yourself so everyone knows who you are?
Yeah, so my name is Acemarsh. I am a brand new streamer. I've been on for a week. Just got my top badge yesterday, and yeah, it's been a great journey so far.
Wild. Well, welcome, Ace. Welcome in here to the Chaos Kitchen. He was a contestant a few times on the show. How many times was it, Ace?
Twice. I won both times and then was a loser at the end of the show.
The win is wild, Ace. The win is wild. So, contestants today are Lexi Luminous, Wally, Sparks, and Matcha. So, we'll get them into the stream. Let's welcome them into the show. First, we'll bring in Wally. We'll bring in Lexi Luminous.
I just met Mr. Ace. How you doing, Ace?
Matcha.
Wally. That was a bad start, Wally. That was a bad start.
I know, right?
Welcome.
What's up?
Welcome in everyone to the show. So we'll start off with Matcha. Could you quickly introduce yourself for everyone here who does not know you today?
Hi, I'm Matcha. I was not ready for this, but you know what? I'm ready now, and I'm excited to be here.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Matcha. That's awesome. You ready to be here? You ready to go and ready to roll?
Oh, yeah.
Lexi, could you quickly introduce yourself as well to everyone who does not know you on here?
Sure. Hi guys, I'm Lexi. I'm from New York, and I love bread.
We love
bread.
Her sweater, she never even told you guys, her sweater is actually made out of bread too.
All right, Wally, could you quickly introduce yourself as well for everyone who does not know you up in here?
My name is Wally. I come on here every day, go live stream. I've been on here before, but this is my new account. So long story short, we're back again. Love this place, can't get away. Very new to Borat here. I love his hat. I'm gonna have to give you one of those. I'm unprepared. I came unprepared, but we're gonna make the best out of what we got.
All right, let's go. So everyone who just joined into the show, welcome to Borat's Chaos Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Borat. This is my judge, Acemarsh. These are my contestants, Matcha, Lexi Luminous, and Wally Sparks. Please make sure you dig them a favorite. All gifts are welcomed and appreciated during the show. Remember, the top gifter of the show does have a power to challenge the judge and potentially save a contestant or see what Acemarsh does. We're going to stick around and find out during the show what will happen. So make sure you're here to see that during the show, what's going to happen. So each contestant has 30 minutes to build their structure. They can only use edible foods and edible ingredients only. No wooden materials, no plastics, nothing like that. We don't want to see anything like that. But also, I'll have my squeaker here. So my handy bread squeaker there, Ace. We got that. So that means once I squeak that, you have 30 minutes to build your structure. And when the time is up, I will squeak that again and you have to step away. So whatever happens to your structure, whether it collapses, stands tall, or whatever happens, that's what happens with your creation. So let's jump to each contestant and find out what they brought in. So Matcha, could you show us your ingredients, what you brought to the show today?
Yep, I sure can. So I got hot dog buns and just a loaf of sliced bread. And then I got some Slim Jims for support beams and such. And I got marshmallow cream for adhesive.
All right.
Slim Jims are wild.
I don't know if this is something you'd exactly want to eat, but technically it is edible. So.
All right, we're gonna find out. Lexi, could you show us your ingredients that you brought in today?
Yeah. I have bread, some pretzels, butter, and sun butter because hashtag allergic to peanuts.
Okay, interesting. And you, Wally, what have you brought in today?
I think Lexi called me and asked me where I was going shopping at this morning because I got some pretzels, I got some peanut butter, and I got a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Copycat.
Wow.
I told you not to pick that one.
All right, that's a -1. That's -1, Borat. -1 for body.
-1 is wild.
Why just out there, Ace?
That is crazy. So while the contestants are building their structures, we will talk about different things about bread that we're going to find out, some facts, some interesting information that you might not know about bread. So once our contestants are ready, we want to get a thumbs up from each one of you and a yes, chef, when you're ready to go. So if you're ready to go, can you give me a thumbs up and a yes, chef?
Yes, chef.
All right, so let's get that
no one
timer.
else said it.
Let's get that timer started. Let's count it down. So Ace, count down the 5 seconds and I'll squeak the squeaker and I'm going to hit that timer. You ready?
5, 4, 3, 1, 0.
Start your creation. So while they're building, we're going to discuss some facts about bread. We're going to find out some interesting things you did not know. So World Bread Day falls out on October 16th. So every year, October 16th is World Bread Day. So Acemarsh, make sure you eat your bread up in the October 16th. It just passed by. I don't know if you had enough bread on that day. We might fix that next year. Get some more loaves in you on October 16th. That's right. Take those notes down there to make sure you got your bread on that day. That is the most crucial day in the year to celebrate bread. So contestants are building these tall creative structures, right? They're building these tall creative bread structures. So let's find out about bread, the craziest bread creation structures that people have come up with. So measured by weight, the largest loaf of bread ever made was by a Brazilian baker called Joachim Goncalves in November 2008. The loaf baked to celebrate Guinness World Records Day. This was a loaf made to celebrate Guinness World Records Day. Weighed over 1,500 kilograms, which is 3,306.94 pounds. On completion, baked in a special tray that created a snaking loaf. It was a loaf that snaked like a snake. Isn't that crazy? Ace, it's a lot of bread. That's putting in perspective. That's a lot of bread, right?
That's a lot of flour.
Imagine the flour. Imagine how much time that took them to make. How much it took to put all those ingredients in there. Isn't that crazy?
It almost makes me want to bring back the flour power gift. But anyways, you know.
So bread has been around for ages, Ace. It's been around for ages. Bread is one of the oldest pre-prepared foods. So evidence from 30,000 years ago in Europe and Australia's in this as well, revealed starch residue on rocks used for pounding plants. So bread has been around for more than 30,000 years, technically. It is possible that during this time, starch extract from the roots of plants such as cattles and ferns was spread on a flat rock, placed over fire, and cooked into a primitive form of flatbread. Isn't that crazy? Like, so plants were technically bread. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. That's wild.
That is crazy, right? That is crazy. So while the contestants are building their creations there, Ace, we're going to check in with them. But yeah, plants are crazy. You know, that's crazy, right? Plants actually formed bread while we have bread today. It's insane.
Is that why they called it flour?
Whoa.
Maybe that's what I don't know. We haven't got, maybe that's the conundrum in the flower word. That's correct. So matchup.
Is it like what's in the water? Like, does it have anything to do with what's in the water, like that makes the bread?
It says here the oldest evidence of bread making has been found 14,500 years old Natufian site in Jordan's northeast desert. So around 10,000 BC, as well, with the dawn of the Neolithic age and spread of agriculture, grains became the mainstream of making bread. So it doesn't really tell me what they used to bind the bread with, but I'm assuming water would obviously be there because the only thing they could bind a bread is or a starch is with water.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's
So-
crazy. I was living on the West Coast, and the bread out there was nothing compared to the East Coast.
That's interesting. That's
Like,
interesting.
I have like pizza out here, or like where I'm from. I live down the shore. Pizza out here is probably the best around.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
Everywhere-
Matcha, can you tell us what's happening there, Matcha? I see you spreading. I see some stuff's happening. Give us the update. What are you planning there? What's happening?
So, so I'm gonna be constructing a Humpty Dumpty structure.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna be building a brick wall with Humpty Dumpty at the top and all the king's horses and all the king's men down at the bottom. And so, because it's Humpty Dumpty, if he falls, that's kind of part of his narrative. So that I can't get deducted for points.
That is wild,
I
Matcha.
might have
I'm
to
excited to
I might have to write that down. I might have to write that down. Just
that's-
extra points for the Humpty Dumpty fell off the
That's-
wall. So
That's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah,
Lexi, what is happening with you,
I
Lexi?
actually get extra points. That's how that works.
What's going on with you, Lexi? I see a lot happening there. What's happening?
I'm toasting my bread so it's like slightly solid and not like flimsy, and it can like hold up better, you know.
Okay, so you're toasting your bread. I see you toasting your bread up. All
I
right,
want it
interesting.
to,
So getting it.
fall over.
All right, interesting. What about you, Wally? What's happening there, Wally?
Man, I'm putting these things together right now, and it's like I wish I would have refrigerated my peanut butter a little bit better.
Can we have a camera?
Can we see what you're
Yeah, can we
doing?
get the camera angle somewhere where we can have a watch to see what he's assembling? That'll be lit.
I got you. Hold on. Hey,
All right, let's
forever.
That's wild. So everyone who just joined into the show, welcome to Borat's Chaos Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Borat. This is my judge, Acemarsh. These are my contestants, Matcha, Lexi, and Wally. Please make sure you do hit them with a favorite. All gifts are welcomed and appreciated during the show. Remember, the top gift of the show does have a power to challenge the judge and fight back and save a contestant, or we'll see what happens when Acemarsh does if he fights back as well. We're going to see what's going to happen. It might get crazy. We've got to stick around and find out. So there's 24 minutes ticking down on the clock. So Ace, we're going to jump to some more facts about bread.
All right.
So bread, like I said, came from ages ago, 10,000 BC, 30,000 years ago. There's so many time frames floating around. But according to what they say is that ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans were the first signs and the first civilizations to make bakeries and bakery foods, baked foods. So they're the cultures where we see most of our baked foods. Like, you got baklava from Greece. They make a lot of baked goods and sweet goods and sour goods and different things. But you also get sourdough as well. But I want to tell you a little bit about bread, how it's leavened. So bread is leavened naturally with occurring microbes such as sourdough. It can be used by chemicals, which is baking soda. Industry produced yeast or high pressure aeration, which creates the gas bubbles that fluff up bread. That fluff up bread. In many countries, commercial bread often contains additives to improve flour, texture, color, shelf life, nutrition, and ease of production. So, Acemarsh, do you fluff up your bread?
I just want to know if you fluff your pillows, but
I'm a carpenter, plumber, electrician by trade, so y'all know.
okay, so you're fluffing. You're a fluffer. Okay, cool.
That pipes, you never know, might be clogged from a lot of bread. You never know what he could be unplumbing out of that plumbing. So
It's a bad
contestants
time
are
to
very
make a plumbing.
focused, Ace. They're very focused here. How do you feel about each one so far? I know you've got some thoughts going through your head. How do you feel?
I mean, right now, Matcha looks like we got a wicked sandwich getting made and some dip and some sauce, and I'm getting hungry. So and now the pepperettes or the pepperoni sticks are coming out. So that's just exciting over there. Lexi looks very focused. She's so focused. She's I feel like she's making dinner for a date right now. Like she's like eye on the prize. And then Wally, I really don't know what Wally's doing. It's looking different. It looks like he's got nothing to do with bread there.
Yeah, this is
And
all
I'm
bread, bro.
confused.
Is this bread or not?
It's bread. That's sourdough pretzels. It's technically bread.
Okay. Oh, so it's the hard bread. Are you on the hard bread? Okay.
Come
Now
on,
I get it. Now I get
Don't
it.
be like that, bud.
It's hard bread. There's 22 minutes ticking down on the clock. Contestants, 8 minutes has already passed by, so time does tick by very quickly on the show. So make sure you do get those ingredients all together on your structures, because time ticks by very, very fast. So I'm going to tell you some other crazy stuff, everyone in here in the comments, in the boxes, and everywhere in here. We're going to find out some crazy things about bread. So did you know a rolled up piece of bread, white bread, was used to erase graphite before rubber erasers were invented? So bread was technically an eraser before rubber erasers were invented. Did you know that?
Bread?
Can you say that again?
An eraser?
So bread, a rolled up piece of white bread, was used to erase graphite before rubber erasers were invented.
Okay, that's interesting.
All right, we gotta test this after. We gotta test it.
You want to test the theory? Yeah, well, that's what it is. We'll test the theory. But you know, bread has been around, like I said, for ages. We spoke about the history of bread, but within 5 years of the invention of the machine to make bread, sliced bread, 80% of bread sold in the USA was then sliced. So prior to the 5 years before that machine was invented, there was no sliced bread. Everyone had to slice their own bread. Then that machine came in, and then 80% of the bread commercially sold became sliced bread. So laziness kicked in for population after the invention of the machine. So Ace, do you slice your bread or do you get them pre-sliced?
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I don't bread.
What?
You don't bread?
I toast.
You toast. All right, you toast your bread. Very interesting. So what do you put on your bread? Give us the rundown. Give us an idea of what you love to put on your bread.
On my toast, that we do that herb and garlic cream cheese. But you also add some jelly up in there sometimes, the strawberry jellies. But what I really like to do is I like to do a bacon egg sandwich on a cinnamon raisin bagel.
Yes.
Bacon egg sandwich on a
You
cinnamon
add
raisin.
ketchup. You add ketchup, jalapenos, and some hot sauce. Done.
You like pork, egg, and cheese?
Yes, sir.
That's
and the cheese. But the cheese is built into the egg with the bread.
All right, interesting. Very interesting choice. There's 19 minutes and 47 seconds counting down on that clock in the show. So contestants, make sure you keep an eye on the time. Make sure you get your structure stable. Stability is key in this show. So, Ace, we get the structure. Yeah, you're getting that there, Matcha. You're getting it up there. You're sorting out the little ingredients to get them stabilized up there. I see that.
Yeah,
so yeah,
a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be.
It is a bit tricky. This is Chaos Kitchen. I told you, it gets chaotic. Anything can happen. Remember, and nothing goes to order in here. Everything is chaotic. So there's 19 minutes counting down on the clock. We're going to speak about more bread creations and more things about bread that's being created. So the longest loaf of bread ever baked was 1.2 kilometers long that we spoke about. That was that longest loaf of bread. That was crazy, that is the craziest. That's snake bread. That snake bread was 1.2 kilometers long. Just so we can touch back on that. But there's some disturbing facts about bread. This is the disturbing facts, Ace. The Great Fire of London started at a bakery. So the biggest fire that ever happened in London was started by a bread bakery. Isn't that crazy? So bread caused chaos. This is what I'm trying to say. Bread caused a lot of chaos around the world. But bread became a staple food, which we all know, like I said, 10,000 years ago, like I explained before. But the sandwich, this is where it gets into. The sandwich was named only after John Montagu in 1718 to 1792. The fourth Earl of Sandwich, that's what he was known as, the fourth Earl of Sandwich, who started eating beef between two pieces of bread. So he was titled the fourth Earl of Sandwich. How do you feel about that, Ace? Would you like to be called the fourth Earl of Sandwich?
I'm just curious to know, like, who's the current Earl of Sandwich right now?
I don't know. I mean, he was the fourth Earl. I don't know who's the current Earl of Sandwich. Maybe you, Ace, because you be putting that bacon on those bagels. You might become the fifth Earl, sixth Earl of Sandwich.
Don't kick it till you try it. Trust me.
All right, we're gonna find out. So bread is usually baked, but bread can be steamed, fried, or boiled. Did you know you could do that with bread? You can fry it, you can steam it, you can boil it.
Prime bread, yeah, just because you make those grilled cheese sandwiches, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't know about a good grilled cheese sandwich?
Mm-hmm. What about boiling bread? What about boiling bread? That's a bit of a curveball.
I've never heard that before. I feel like I'd start a
What
fire.
is that? I've never heard boiling bread.
Yeah, I mean, I never heard of it till I looked up these facts. It was quite crazy. Boiling bread, I've never seen anyone do it. It's the first time I've even read about it. So maybe we should all try it.
That's just soggy bread. How do you even do that?
I don't know. In terms of cooking your bread, I mean, you boil the bread from dough in a pot. That's what they're saying.
Oh, you're making it boiled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
bread
I don't know how much bread everyone eats in here per year, but I know the average of US consumption of bread is 53 pounds of bread a year.
For one person.
One person has 53 pounds of bread per year in America.
That sounds about
Isn't that crazy? That's a lot of bread.
That is crazy.
That is a lot of bread.
I'm just curious here to see, Wally, can you turn your camera a touch? Just because I feel like we've only seen that one pretzel that whole time.
I have peanut butter all over my hands.
He's got peanut butter on his hands.
I'm fucking building the house, bro.
Okay.
I got Let's Go coming in there. We got the whole deal, man.
He's building.
Lexi, can we see down low there? Lexi, can you move your camera down?
You want to see that? Hey, baby, you want to see down low? I got you.
And not yours.
Building a freaking skyscraper here.
Okay, he's building. He goes 15 minutes, counting down on the clock. Everyone, there's 15 minutes. So do make sure 15 minutes counting down on that clock. That is right. It's chaotic. Everyone who just joined into the show, welcome to Borat's Chaos Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Borat. This is my judge, Acemarsh. These are my contestants, Matcha, Lexi, and Wally. Please make sure you do hit them with a favorite. All gifts are welcomed and appreciated during the show. Remember, the top gifter of the show holds a special power that can potentially challenge the judge and save one of these contestants, or will the judge fight back? So stick around and find out to see what Acemarsh decides to do and what happens. So contestants, like I say, get those ingredients together. Make sure they're all there, everything that you want. Make sure that foundation is good. I'll remind you that again. But we're going to talk a little bit more about bread. We're going to deep dive a little bit more. So an old wives' tells us that eating the bread crust makes a person's hair curlier. Did you know that? That's an old wives' tale. That if you're eating bread crust, you're getting curly hair. So I don't know, Ace, have you tested that theory? He's heavy. His hair's flying. It ain't curling at this point.
That's from toast. It's not from bread. It was a lie the whole time.
It was the toast that made his hair.
Toast crust, okay? Toast crust.
Toast crust is wild. Now, the Ace, you can use that as an excuse. Every time everyone comes to your stream like, hey, you got some wild hair, just say, I ate toast crust. It's not my problem anymore.
I swear, it used to be straight, and then I started eating toast crust, and it curls around your hat now. Like it's part of the game.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you know what? You eat those toast crusts, you eat that bread, but on average, listen to this, on average, a slice of packaged bread contains 1 gram of fat and 75 to 80 calories. So bread has a lot of calories. A lot. So Ace, if you're getting those calories in, get the bread in. That's what I'm going to say. Get the bread into your calorie intake. It's a lot of calories.
Is there any facts on bread that gets dipped in soup? Is there any facts on that? Is there bread we'll do like a quick hello, who likes their bread dipped in soup here? Like, come on.
Look, let's find out. We haven't got to our contestants yet. So let's find out what our contestants do with their bread. Let's find out. We haven't got to them yet. So Matcha, how do you like your bread?
I like a good croissant.
Ooh.
Okay. A croissant.
All right. Croissant, anything with a croissant. I love it.
All right. What do you put on it? What's your matchup with that?
I mean, a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich is that's the perfect breakfast.
Oh,
interesting. Very interesting mixture. That's interesting. What about you, Lexi? What's your favorite thing to have with bread, or how you do your bread?
well, my favorite type of bread is definitely olive. And my favorite thing to do with bread is to literally scrape every ounce of oil and sauce that's left over on my plate after I eat, and just You like the gravy when there's a sauce or gravy. You like to take that piece of bread and clean up that 3 ounces
flavor.
Every drop.
That's the ghetto bread.
The ghetto bread.
Wow, not too much on me.
What about you, Wally?
I like my bread how I like my women.
Oh, how do you like your woman? How do you like your bread? Let me find out.
I like To the Texas toast. You have the Texas toast with your dinner.
What is Texas toast? I don't know what that is.
Oh my
Ace,
god,
do you know
it's
what
the
that is?
best.
No, I
No,
know
I'm
Texas
Canadian.
toast.
I
What is
love
Texas
Texas
toast? Can someone explain what
That's
Texas
the
toast
pizza.
is?
It's
That's good
delicious.
with everything.
Thick
Thick
sliced
sliced
bread?
bread.
It's like
They call it
like it's like about this thick, buttery.
Interesting.
It's buttery.
Okay.
Hell yeah, you go there. Try some Texas toast.
Thick sliced bread is Texas. That's
Okay.
interesting. Texas.
Yeah, we don't
All right,
really
we're
we don't
learning
really
something.
get
We're
them.
learning something as well. That's kind of interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you a little bit about World War II. I love talking about the war in here because we do have interesting facts of food and war, which ties together. So in World War II, rationing laws prohibited the sale of freshly baked bread because the tastiness of just baked bread is likely to encourage people to eat it immoderately. So the bread had to be at least 24 hours old so they could eat it. Isn't that crazy?
Because it was
24
too
hours
good otherwise.
Why? What's the purpose of that?
Because the smell of the bread used to, the smell of the bread was so fresh that they used to eat too much. So I know when I get a loaf of freshly cooked bread, I enjoy it. I just go crazy. It's so soft and it's like, wow, delicious. So that's why in World War II they did that, because they didn't want people to over-consume bread. So they rationed it. That's how they did rations in World War II for bread. So I don't know. How do you feel about that, Ace? How do you feel about them rationing 24-hour-old bread for you?
I mean, those are the old days. So I mean, the rationing was a thing back then, and especially if like how Lexi likes to scrape the bottom of the barrel at the ends, like you got to ration those.
Yo, the bottom of the barrel. Wow.
I'm just teasing.
Well, look. I know a lot of people go out when they have their stale bread, they take it to a park or they go give it to some, ducks. But I actually found out that feeding bread to ducks actually causes health problems. So I wouldn't go out there feeding your bread to ducks. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, it's bad for them.
Yeah,
I
ducks
know you
actually
don't
suffer.
Did
don't
you
feed
know
rice.
that you
No
can
rice.
make you can freshen up your bread by putting it in the microwave? Like if you have stale bread and you get like a paper towel and you damp it and you throw it on top of bread in the microwave for 30 seconds, it like boom, nice and fresh again.
Really?
That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's something we learning
Yeah,
something
if
as
you
well
get
from
it a
Lexi.
little stale, just throw it right in. Fun fact. You're welcome.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
You want to get
learning
bonus
something from you
points
as well,
for bread facts?
Lexi. We're learning from you as well, Lexi. We're learning in here today a lot of different things. But the distinction of the bread, which Acemarsh said he eats a lot of those crusts, right? The distinction of the upper crust comes from the 1600s. In the 1600s, when the bread was made in stone ovens, the bottoms would become dirty from ash and soot. If you were wealthy, you cut the bottom of the crust off and just ate the upper crust part of the bread. So if you had income and you were really wealthy, you wouldn't eat the burnt part of the bread. So Ace, have you been eating a lot of burnt part of the bread? This is a bit concerning. So that means what's going on in there, Ace? What's going on? Yeah.
I like a burnt bread. I like a burnt toast. Burnt toast. Toast
He likes
again.
burnt toast?
I'm sticking on the toast here, okay? Because you can't burn bread. You'd be burning toast.
You
It'd be
burning
toasted.
toast?
It'd be
That
toasted.
is crazy. That is crazy. So there's 9
A little
minutes
bit of
counting
crisp. A little
down.
bit of crisp.
9 minutes counting down on that clock, Ace. 9 minutes for our contestants counting down on that clock. So if you just joined into the show, welcome to Borat's Chaos Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Borat. This is my judge, Acemarsh. These are my contestants, Matcha, Lexi, and Wally. Please make sure you do hit them with a favorite. All gifts are welcomed and appreciated during the show. Remember, the top gifter of the show has the power to challenge the judge and potentially save a contestant. So see what happens if Acemarsh is going to fight back. You never know what's going to happen on the show. So speaking of stale bread, we're touching a bit on that. I'm going to touch quickly on that. Bread goes stale 6 times faster in the fridge than at room temperature. So if you're putting your bread in the fridge, you're actually causing yourself an inconvenience for going stale 6 times faster. So where do you store your bread, Ace? Do you put it in the fridge or out of the fridge?
I put it in when I first get it, for like the first couple days, I keep it out on the counter, like in room temperature. But then if it's getting close to the best before date, I put it in the freezer, because then it won't get moldy.
Yeah, so if you keep it in a fridge, you're going to have 6 times the chance of getting it moldy and stale. So that's a kind of interesting thing, because I know I put my bread sometimes in the fridge, which is not a good thing. I learned from doing this. I'm not going to put it in the fridge anymore. It's staying on the counter. So it's the safest place to keep your bread. But here is the conundrum, Ace. We got some questions to throw out to everyone in the comments and in the boxes. Right. Why did the loaf of bread break up with his girlfriend?
She was too crusty.
Oh, yeah. Why did the
relationship
loaf
had
of
gone
bread
stale.
break up with his girlfriend? Does anyone
His
know the
relationship
answer
had
to this
gone
riddle? I
stale.
see her buns were flat. I see there. I see a comment. Your buns were flat.
The relationship had gone stale.
Relationship had gone stale. That's your
Yeah.
choice of one, Matcha. What about you, Lexi? You have an answer for that one? No, you don't have an answer. What about you, Wally? Any answer to why did the loaf of bread break up with his girlfriend?
Because he found a better slice of bread.
It actually was. The relationship was crumbling. So he broke up because the relationship was crumbling.
Because she sliced him up.
It was crumbling, not the sliced up is crazy in the comment. I got another one for everyone in here. So how does the bread court his sweetheart? How does the bread court bring attention to his
Bread was
sweetheart?
getting around like this. God dang.
Bread is going around. You know what I'm saying? It's going around everywhere. It'd be doing crazy things, like I said. So how does the bread court his sweetheart? Does everyone know? Give her dough. I see give her dough. How does the bread court his sweetheart? Anyone know? Anyone else? Ace, you want to take a guess?
I'm clueless on this one. I'm clueless on this one. I'm breadless.
The answer is with lots of flowers. If you know what I mean, lots of flowers.
Oh my god.
The other comment in there was wild. I just saw that one come through. That was crazy. I can't even say that. But there's 5 minutes and 44 seconds counting down on that clock. I have 2 more riddles for you to solve while I'm in here talking to you guys, finding out more about bread. We're going to find out about these 2 riddles, what the actual answers are. So what did one slice of bread say to another after a long day? What did one slice of bread say to another after a long
I'm
day?
toasted.
I'm burnt. I'm toasted. Anyone else want to take a guess? No one knows. Anyone else in the comments? The answer is, don't worry, tomorrow will be butter.
Oh my. That was terrible.
Don't worry, tomorrow will be butter. So everyone who just joined into the show,
That was a
welcome
bad
to
joke.
Chaos Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Borat. This is my judge, Acemarsh. These are my contestants, Matcha, Lexi, and Wally. Please make sure you do hit them with an important favorite. All gifts are welcomed and appreciated during the show. Remember, the top gifter of the show has the power to potentially challenge the judge and save a contestant and see what happens. Will Acemarsh fight back? We even got a dog on the show. The dog is brought into the show. The dog is brought in. He's an extra judge at this point. He'd be looking at that food being like, yum, this looks good. This looks actually edible, but we don't know if it's good for him. We don't know if it's actually good for him, Ace. There's 4 minutes and 22 seconds counting down on that clock. We have one more riddle to go through to hit off with you guys is what does a loaf of bread say when breaking up with his girlfriend? What does a loaf of bread say when breaking up with his girlfriend? You're burnt is wild. We're toast. You're burnt. We're toast. I'm ready, done with you. Anyone know Ace? You want to take a guess? We got a split.
We got to split. Let's slice it off.
Let's slice it off. The answer is you deserve butter. Get it? You deserve butter.
Not the butter again.
Not the butter, right? There's 3 minutes and 30 seconds counting down on that clock, contestant. So make sure you get all your ingredients on. Make sure all your structures are getting ready, stabilized. Make sure you have everything ready to go. So Acemarsh, how do you feel about them so far? They all look like they're stable so far.
Stable is one thing, but I'm not seeing any height. I'm not seeing any height here. This seems like Hobbit housing.
There's 3 minutes and 5 seconds, everyone, so you know, on the clock.
Lexi looks like she's done already. Lexi, can we get a zoom in on yours? Can we get a zoom up?
No, not until the reveal. It's a secret.
Ooh.
The sass is wild. The sass is wild.
Sorry.
Wally, do you have an entrance on that house? Is that a house? What is that, Wally?
Yo, this right here is a drop of heaven, bud.
A drop.
Drop of heaven.
It's 1:30 in the morning over here where I come from. This is my midnight snack.
All right, there's 2 minutes
Oh,
counting down, 2 minutes
okay.
30 on that clock.
So midnight. Yeah.
Ace, there's 2 minutes
Lexi,
30 counting down for them.
okay,
Shit, man,
Lexi, what is yours? What is yours? What did you make before you show us? Can you
It's
tell
like
us what you
Monopoly.
made?
She's not going to
It's a
show it till
house.
the reveal.
It's a what? Sorry,
It's a house.
it's a house. Is it a Hobbit house?
It's like a streamer house, you know.
Streamer house. Okay.
Stream
Yeah.
house. Matcha over there. I see
It's
some
small.
smiley faces or something happening there.
And Matcha, I'm not sure Matcha because like your background's got me all like twisted over here, twisted like like a breadstick. But I'm just curious to know what you're making.
Here, let me like.
You got 1 minute and 53 seconds, contestants. Oh my God! There's 1 minute and 48 seconds counting down. This is what I told you. Anything can happen, Matcha. Get that structure stable. Humpty Dumpty be falling already before the time is stopped. That's crazy.
See, that's part of his narrative, though. It's fine. It's fine.
So we got 1 minute 32 seconds on that clock before I squeak my squeaker, and you have to stop and step away from your structures. So Matcha, you got a smiley face on there. I see him. He's smiling up there. He seems to be back up. He's back up. He's back up there. Hopefully he'll stay up there until the time stops. Make sure you also have your tape measures as well, so we can measure that important height on your structures, which will be awesome if you can get that while you're standing, if you've already finished your structure. But yeah, Ace, how do you feel so far about looking at their creations, their building process? How do you feel?
You know, after being a veteran on this show, I'm slightly disappointed, guys. I feel like we should have some more hype put in here, and and you have this last minute. You have this last minute, and I think that if you guys want to put in a real effort here, you should try to get that. You should try to add some stuff on, stick some stuff in there, get it, put a flagpole on your houses, put a flagpole on your snack. Let's get some extra height in there. I want to see some. I want to see some structures. I want to see some structures fall over there.
40 seconds counting down on that clock, Ace. We got 40 seconds left till we hit that squeaker and tell them time is up. I will tell you the 10-second countdown when it hits the 10-second mark, which will be very soon. I want you to count that down. I'm going to squeak my squeaker, and each contestant has to step away from their structures. So we got 20 seconds left on the clock now, Ace. 20 seconds counting down. Please get ready to count down those final 10 seconds for our contestants, starting now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Step away from your structures. All right. So contestants have
Can I
finished
go rinse
building
my
the
hands off real quick?
Yeah, sure. You can go quickly do that. The contestants have finished building the tallest, most creative bread themed creation. So I'm your host, Chef Borat. This is my judge, Acemarsh. These are my contestants, Matcha, Lexi, and Wally. Please make sure you do hit them with an important favorite. All gifts are welcomed and appreciated during the show. Remember, the top gifter of the show does have a power to challenge the judge and potentially save a contestant or protect a contestant, or see what happens what Acemarsh does on the show. You never know what can happen. So let's go to Wally first. I feel like we'll start with Wally and we'll work our way down. So Wally, can you show us your structure? Let's have a look what you've created.
I did my best with what I got here, guys.
Whoa,
We're about
that's awesome.
On height, we'll
yeah,
have a look at your height.
snack.
So give
Everybody
us,
dig in.
so give us the height.
Was that a width? Was that a width measure I just saw?
It's about 12 feet long, 12 feet high. That's about 11 and a half inches, something like that.
Wait, how much is the height though? We want to know the height. That's the important part. About
it's
4.
not even that high, man. It's average.
about
It's
4
only 5
inches?
and a half inches.
Well, hang
6
on, it
inches
goes
maybe?
more. Can you? Yeah, about 5.5. I would say 5.5 to 6 in between there.
Yeah.
All right, we've got 5.5.
It's a happy
to
place
6.
though, man. Live Fest, you can take place here next year.
How many like ingredients? Life Fest is one.
Yeah,
How many ingredients did you use there, Wally?
what's that? How many ingredients? We got some pretzels, we got some bread, and we got some peanut butter to hold everything together. A little bit of caulk and paint, make it carpenter what he ain't.
Okay.
All right. What about you, Lexi? Let's see Lexi's structure. I'm curious what Lexi's got hiding there. Let's find out what Lexi's got.
God. So it's like a little house
Oh,
Yes.
oh, that's adorable.
Yo, is that
So
bagel
that's
on
like
top?
the entrance right there, and this is a little window, but it kind of fell apart.
All right. What's the height on that,
And-
Lexi? Do you have a height for that?
Yeah, let me see. So
Let's see how tall this is.
it's like right around here.
Which
So that's like
is
4.5. Mine's like 4.5.
4.5
I think
inches.
Malta got this in the books.
Yeah.
Oh
All right.
no!
You
It's
sure?
right around right there.
4.5 inches
Oh
high. All right.
no! He fell again.
Oh my God, Matcha. Humpty's falling all over that place. All right,
He
Matcha,
had
let's
a
go closer
great
to your
fall.
structure as well, Matcha. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at his structure. I
Well,
want to see.
a second ago he was a little taller, but he had his great fall. So here, let me, because I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not touching this thing. So let me just. Meow.
All right, he's got the zoom. He's got the zoom.
You
It's
can-
crazy.
You can barely see it
Yeah.
anymore because he just fell. But we have the
Yeah.
bricks of
All
half
right.
hot dog buns and mortar of marshmallow paste, and he
All
was
right,
sitting
so
up there, but he literally just collapsed a second ago, and it's kind of hard to see.
Oh.
But there's some little pieces of Slim Jim for the King's men and all the King's horses. But yeah,
all right, all right.
so
What's his height?
post fall.
Pre-fall and post-fall. Well, post-fall at the moment. But pre-fall.
Okay, well, here,
Free for all.
let me just kind of.
Let's just get a measurement. I want to see pre-fall and post-fall, how much height he actually had, so we have an idea.
Just get him to.
He doesn't want to stand on there. He's like, I'm not standing up on his structure.
I didn't. Okay, the marshmallow and
It's falling again, yo.
he's drunk.
He's
The
drunk.
marshmallow melts and then it gets all liquidy, so he doesn't want to stay there anymore.
All right, let's try to stabilize and try and get the height very quickly. Let's see with the height and with the, oh, he's gonna fall. He's gonna fall. He's gonna fall.
About 8 inches. About 8 inches pre-fall and about
So 8 inches
and
pre-fall,
6 inches post-fall.
6 inches post-fall. Not bad, not too bad. So Ace, that'd be interesting. So what do you want to call your creation? Humpty Dumpty fell? Is that what you want to call it? Something like that?
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, yeah.
All right, he had a great fall. All right, got you. All right, Ace, this is the important part. We're getting to your decision-making process. So out of 10, what are you going to give them for their height? So the tallest height technically is matched with pre-fall and post-fall, matching up with Wally at 6 inches, 5.5 to 6 inches. Matcher was 6 inches post-fall. Pre-fall was 8 inches, and Lexi was 4.5 inches. So we'll go with Matcher first. Out of 10, what are you going to give him out of 10?
Oh, am I giving this on the pre-fall or the post-fall?
This is up to you,
I mean,
the judge.
if you would judge me first, it would have been just 8 inches, period. Because he had.
I mean, Humpty Dumpty did fall off the wall, so
yeah,
we're gonna have to go with post-fall. And that was what, 6 inches? Sorry.
Yeah, 6 inches.
I mean, most people are happy with a 6-inch slice of bread, so we're gonna go.
Sometimes
With,
8 inches is a little too much, you know.
I'm gonna go with 6, and then we're gonna give him the extra 2 inches, and we give him an 8.
An 8 out of 10. Now we're going to jump to Wally, who was 5.5 inches to 6 inches, somewhere between there. So what are you going to give him out of 10?
Wait, what was it? There's a spread there.
Yeah, we didn't get an exact height. I don't know, Wally. Can you try to give us that exact 6 inches?
6 and a quarter. So listen, I'm short. I'm 5'5", and if I were to tell someone that I'm 5'5.5",
I know. We're
wow,
trying to get a measurement before, but if we can get an exact measurement,
we need to round up or a round down here. We need to round up or a round down, sir.
Okay, it is about 6 inches.
Yeah, it looks like 6.
That's a good angle, though. I think that's how you take good pictures. But if you were to go down,
I take pictures every
we'll
day.
call it 6 inches to be safe.
I'm just teasing.
6
Wally.
inches.
6 inches. It stayed up. It stayed strong. I'm gonna give it. Well, I mean, it was. We're gonna give you the 7.25 because we had the 0.25 in there.
He wants the 0.25. That's crazy.
8 for effort. 8 for effort, right?
All right, now we jump to Lexi on 4.5 inches height. What are you going to give her out of 10?
4.5. Can we see yours again, Lexi, for 1 second? I just curious. When I saw it the first time, okay.
She said it was 4.5 when she measured it.
Where's my top gift at?
Where's my top gifter?
Y'all better call this guy.
Honestly, though, like hers looks the tallest, which is crazy, but you
It
know,
does look bigger than me, but
now yours is real thick, Wally.
not
Like
that
yours is
size.
overly thick. Like hers is what did you call that kind of bread that's extra thick?
Texas
Texas.
toast.
Texas toast.
I feel like Lexi's got some Texas toast over there, so we're gonna give her a 7.
A 7. All right, a 7 out
Just because
of
she's the shortest. You know, you can't always give a win to the
10. All right, fair enough. Now we jump to the creativity. So the creativity out of 10 for each contestant, starting with Wally.
creativity, Wally. There wasn't
Oh,
too
bud.
much. There wasn't too much. You know, things and ingredients used on that part. But then again, what you did with those certain individual little ingredients, you used a lot of. So there's pretty creative. Can I see it one more time?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a carpenter, plumber, electrician by trade, bud.
I know, but that's got nothing to do with your bread and how you toast it. So
It's caving in now. It's got a door here. It's got a little window on this side,
I mean,
a little window on that
I
side.
feel like Humpty Dumpty fell
It's
down
a
on
pretzel
that,
castle.
in that house, but
It's a live stream bathroom right here.
I'm gonna
There's a lot
go
of
with,
shit
you know
happening
what
there,
though?
bud.
It's impressive. It's impressive. It's pretty stale looking though. Like I think you saved that bread from last week, but
Yeah, this bread is fast.
we'll go with a solid. I'm gonna give that. He's eating it. He gets an extra 0.5 there. Yeah, 7.5.
7.5 on his creativity. Now we'll jump to Lexi's structure. What is her creativity out of 10 for her house?
Lexi, one more view on that, please. That Lexi, is there toast and bread on that?
Yeah, there's toast. I toasted it.
Is it all toasted or is there bread as well?
Most of it is toasted. Some of it is bread.
Is there any other ingredients?
I have sunflower butter and pretzels in there too.
You know what? That's the same amount that Wally used. I like the structure.
Count?
I like the structure. She went short, but she went intuitive there. It was good. It's intriguing. I feel like I could live in that house. It was pretty stable. So creativity on that, I'm gonna give you an 8.
An 8 on the creativity. And now we jump to Matcha out of 10 for his
She had a
creativity.
working door. She had a window. There was a window. The window worked, and Wally's window kind of collapsed. So I don't know. You can't see out of that window. So Matcha, can we see yours one more time, please?
Like dark. You can't see
I
nothing.
mean,
He's gonna do the zoom. He's gonna do the wild zoom lens for us.
Matcha, if you go in,
He's got the
if you
wild
go
zoom
in
lens.
and no hand, if you go in and no hand bite it like a bird, we'll give you an 8. But if not, you're gonna get a 6.5.
Yo, he bit it. He bit it, yo.
That's a solid 8. That's a solid 8 then.
That's an 8. That's an 8, yo. That's crazy. He's eating that. It looks good. That looks good. He's having a good time. It looks delicious. Is it good?
it's like a donut. So yeah, it's just bread and marshmallow.
All right. So we're jumping to the ingredients, Ace. Out of 10 for Wally. Out of 10 for his choice of ingredients that he brought to the show.
Okay, wait. So Wally 3 ingredients, Lexi 3 ingredients, Matcha. How many ingredients over there?
Does hot dog buns and sliced bread count as 2 different ingredients?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with
Does butter count as an ingredient?
yes.
All right, so I have
how many,
4.
Matcha?
I had sliced bread, hot dog buns, Slim Jim, and marshmallow cream.
How about sweat, blood, and tears? Is that an ingredient
The
too?
sweat blood.
So Wally, I'm gonna go with yours might have been when it comes to that one, unfortunately, buddy. We're gonna go with a 5.5 on that one.
5.5 for Wally. Yo.
Your extra points, I'm gonna tell you, those 0.5s and
You know what?
0.25s are gonna add up in
I'll
the
take
end.
I'll own that shit.
All right. Now we jump to Lexi. What about for Lexi on her ingredients?
Lexi, you had 4 ingredients, you said? Can you name them off quickly?
I have butter for the toast, the bread, the sunflower butter, and the pretzels.
Pretty similar to Wally there, but the butter, she added the butter in there. She buttered up her toast, and like when you get that butter, there was a lot of butter talk today. So like everyone likes some extra butter. So we're gonna push you to a 7 on that one. That's a 7.
7.
Yo,
And for Matcha on his ingredients?
Matches was the most well-rounded. I mean,
Got all the food groups.
but Match, I gave you the extra points on the one before, so we're gonna minus those off on this one. So I was going to give you a 7.5, but we're actually gonna give you a 6.75.
6.75.
Oh,
Well,
is
the
that how
point
this works?
fives is wild, eh?
What
6.5
was
might
the
change
point of
everything.
getting
You
the
never
extra
know.
then? Jesus.
All right, now we jump to the last point of the judgment from Ace till we get to that 3-minute timer where you could challenge the judge and see if you're not happy with the decision.
Wild math.
So, the
Excellent.
stability of the structure out of 10, Ace. The stability out of 10 for Wally.
Wally is actually, because see it one more time, Wally, see how it's still standing here?
No, see, that's still standing. She's still standing pretty.
That's a pretty stable structure. I'm gonna give him actually a 9.
All right, a 9 for the stability. And what about Lexi structure?
Lexi, can you blow on yours for a second? Not like
I got a leaf blower.
Leaf blower, yeah.
Can you do a wave? Can you do a wave to it?
Still
Like do the
stands.
wave.
Wave.
Do a wave. All right, we're gonna give Lexi an 8. Hers is pretty stable. That thing hasn't moved.
Don't even
8.
bother
And
with
what
the stability of mine. We're not. Don't
Matcha,
worry.
we're gonna give a negative
Give me a
0.2.
Give me a zero. It's okay. But
What
that
do you
was
give
the
me?
point.
No,
though.
we'll give him a 1.
was
We're gonna give him a
intended
1.
to
We're gonna give him
fall.
a
A
1.
1.
They're still.
Wow.
He's getting a 1. It's
It
still
was
standing.
intended to fall. Remember. That's
All
part
right,
of the
let me
narrative.
quickly add up these score counts. So contestants, how do you feel about your scores that Ace has given you? I've got to count these 0.5s. Ace is making me do a lot of different things here today. I've never had so many 0.5s on my show in my life.
Ace is tough. It's like
All
Silent
right,
Cow.
let me work this out.
Hey, you
We're
just
going to
got a
work out
9.
the
Come on,
score
man.
count. We got to
Don't
work
make
out
me
the
minus
score
that
count.
35, Wally.
Golden button.
Matcha, I wanted to give you more, but
Wow.
like I mean, she
Wow,
fell
this
over
is
a couple
crazy.
times over there.
I wish I would have
That's what he
refrigerated
was
my peanut
supposed to
butter.
do. He
a little
was
bit,
just
I ain't gonna
eager.
say.
Well, I'm going to let you know this. This is what's crazy. This is so crazy, Ace. This is crazy. So we have Lexi on 30 points. We have Wally on 29.25 points. And we have Matcha on 23.75 points. And now is your chance to protect Lexi, save Wally, or save Matcha. So we'll put the time up. You know, at the start of the show, I've said this is the part you can challenge the judge. There's a very close score count between two contestants at the moment, Ace. So let's put that 3-minute timer and see what's going to happen. So 3 minutes starts. Give me a second. Let me get that 3-minute timer up.
Hang on.
3 minutes starts now.
Real quick.
So if you want to save Wally, if you want to save Matcha, you want to protect Lexi, this is your opportunity. You got 3 minutes to save either contestant or protect Lexi in the show. So, Ace, this is a very, very close score count. We got a 0.75 difference between Wally and Lexi. Isn't that crazy? This is crazy.
Have you ever had a less than 1?
It's okay.
No, this has never happened when it's less than 1. This has never happened. This is
It's
crazy.
the first time on the show.
First
It's a
time it's
highlight
ever
moment
happened
here,
when
guys.
there's a
Remember that.
0.75
Golden moment.
difference. This is crazy. So you got 2 minutes and 23 seconds to be the top gifter of the show and potentially save one of the contestants or protect Lexi to keep her as the winner for the show. So Don't Worry is the top gifter at the moment. So he's sitting at the top gifting spot at the moment. So you never know what's going to happen on the last second. This show is crazy, Ace. The contestants all did an amazing job. So each contestant did something crazy and amazing. So you never know what's going to happen. You never know. So we got 1 minute and 54 seconds counting down on that clock. So if you want to protect Lexi, potentially save Wally or save Matcha and challenge the judge, this is your opportunity, or forever hold your peace in the show. So Ace, this is crazy. Like, I've never seen it this close. This has never been this close. This was crazy, yo. This is wild. So you got 1 minute and 27 seconds counting down on that clock. So contestants, who knows what's going to happen? You never know what's going to happen in the show. Anything can happen. I've seen some crazy things in here. You just never know. I don't know what's happening. There's some lag happening on the two contestants as wild. Yo, there's some lag happening in the middle of this. Is crazy. Yo, did you see that lag? That was wild.
I saw that lag.
There is 1 minute counting down on that clock. 1 minute counting down. There's lots seconds. Anything can happen. So we got 53 seconds counting down on that clock. So you want to save Wally, protect Lexi, or say, Matcha, this is your opportunity, or forever hold your peace at the show. Then we'll see what Acemarsh decides to do. We don't know what he's going to do yet. We still haven't decided to see what he's going to do. We're going to find out. So the last 10 seconds, Ace, I want you to count those last 10 seconds down to let everyone know when the final seconds count down, to let them know that's forever their chance or forever hold their peace. So when we get down to the last 10 seconds, anything can happen. Anything can happen in the show. We've seen it. Crazy stuff happens. People get saved. People won't get protected. You just never know. So Ace, let's see what's going to happen. Who's going to get saved? Who's going to get protected?
Call out your gifters now. 10,
they got 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo! Who was that? Don't worry coming in. Yo, don't worry.
I was wondering if this is going to be a snipe.
Yo. All right.
Don't
So
worry.
don't worry is the top gifter of the show. So don't worry. And Acemarsh, this is your decision, Acemarsh. Are you going to stop Don't Worry from getting in the box, or are you going to let him in the box?
Well, don't worry, don't box.
Mm-hmm.
So just weird. I don't know. I think we're gonna let Don't Worry. We're gonna let Don't Worry in. Wait, first of all, Don't Worry. Can you just give me like who you're voting for here? First off.
Yes, Lexi. So Lexi is protected. So Lexi's decision stands. So Acemarsh, well done, Lexi, on the show. Well done. So Acemarsh's decision stands, as well as Don't Worry, agree with the same decision. So well done, Lexi. You're the winner of the show, which means you do come back in my tournament. So you'll be part of my tournament in here. All the winners do come back and we'll fight back each other. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens. So everyone who just joined into the show again, welcome to Borat's Chaos Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Borat. This is my judge, Acemarsh. These are my contestants, Matcha, Lexi, and Wally. Please make sure you hit them with an important favorite. All gifts are welcomed and appreciated during the show. The show will be uploaded onto YouTube. So if you did miss out, the show will be uploaded. You can check back at all those comments and all the crazy things that happened at the show. We're still featured at the moment, but I'll let you know that next week's show will be the hummus challenge. So we got hummus up in here. We got hummus up in this challenge. So, we got hummus up in here next week. There is hummus up in here next week. There is hummus up in here next week.
Oh, golly.
There is hummus up in here next week, so you know. Hummus will be the challenge next week. So if you want to be a contestant or a judge, please let me know next week. Actually, sorry, my judge next week is confirmed to be Exotic Butterfly. Top Badge Exotic Butterfly is my judge. If you want to be a contestant next week, please do hit me up on IG. Make sure you do get in touch with me. And if you want to be on this crazy, crazy show. So everyone in here, before we wrap it up, how do you feel about the show, Matcha, Lexi, and Wally? How do you feel about it?
Dude, this was so much fun.
It's lit.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was a blast. I was not prepared, but
me neither. But you know what? I'm glad I did it. This dude literally came in my stream last night and said, "Hey, you want to be in a show?" And I was like, okay.
It's awesome. Everyone did an amazing job. So like I said, don't forget to favorite everyone in this box. Every contestant did an amazing job here today. So Lexi, we will see you back in this challenge. You will be in this tournament. We'll see what's going to happen, what you're going to come up with next, what ingredients you're going to face next up. We're going to find out when I do schedule that all out. So Ace, anything you want to say to the contestants before we end off the show until the after show?
No, I just want to say, guys, I've been on this show. It's not easy making stuff. You think it is when in your head when you first start out, and then you start making it, and you're like, "Yo, this." And is it? Are we on the after show now?
No, you can now set. Yeah, we all feature. We good.
Oh yeah, that shit's fucked up. It's hard to do. And I just want to say, you guys did a great job. Listen, I had one episode where I made basically a giant dildo, so it didn't work out for me. So you guys did a lot more than me. And yeah, you know. No,
Like
you guys
said,
did a good job.
Everyone here.
I mean,
also
Lexi just got a goldie, so she's winning or whatever that was. I don't even know. It was just dragons
that was
going
a
through.
lightning dragon off 100K wheel. That was a good bonus there. That was lit. What I'm gonna say is as well in here. Make sure you do hit them all that favorite again. I'm going to say we're in the unique gifter contest. So if you haven't dropped a gift on each of these contestants and myself, yo!
Hey, get the fuck in
Yo,
there,
don't
don't
worry.
worry. Let's fucking
Yo.
go.
Yo, that is lit. And the point four, he took my point four. Yo, don't worry.
Oh my
Thank
god.
you, don't
Good
worry.
aim.
And he
Oh,
took
you
my
got your
gold. Screenshot
gold.
that, yo.
Yeah,
Gold
got it.
three, let's go, yo.
Let's go.
Screenshot that, yo.
There you
That's
go, bud.
wild.
I got you.
Thank you,
I
don't
got a
worry.
screenshot.
Yo.
I got a screenshot. You're
You
good.
moved to gold 3. Yo, that's
Congrats.
wild.
Let's go.
Thank you, everyone. The show's been lit. I appreciate all the support at the show. You know, to do the show, it's a lot of work. A lot of time goes into the show. Like, you know, it takes a lot of time out of my day to get into the show and do it. And I appreciate everyone here for pulling up. I appreciate all the support. And the show, we keep it going. It's been 6 months plus going. No cancellations. We have no cancellation show. It's been lit. We're going to keep it running. Let's keep it going. So it's a lot of fun. And, you know, make sure, like I say, each one of you favorite each other. Make sure you all have each other favorited here because, you know, like to meet new people. You all get to meet each other. So probably the first time some of you have met each other. So also don't forget to visit each other's streams and network with each other as well across the app. So Ace, that enters the after show now. So you can say whatever.